See, I was like,
Oh, yes, yes, it was so exciting. So exciting.
yeah. I can't believe I met you guys like,
I
was
know,
it
like
four
I was
years
going back
ago?
through, yes. So actually I was going back through all the things. So it was right before I went Ruby. So it was 2021 is when we met at that makeshift convention, um, Tennessee, Kentucky area. Where were we? Because we were like, I
We were
think
in
Bridget, had you
Kentucky.
just gone diamond around that time? Were you doing like your diamond documentary around that time or something? Because it was around
Yeah.
like right after COVID, like 2020, 2021.
Yeah, so I went diamond in 2020, so it was
Okay.
2021. I had been diamond for a year. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that convention turned out so well. I loved it. We had so
I
much.
know. I know. It was just one of those like, who can come, come. And
Yeah.
that's when I officially met you two. I had Josie. And Cody told you I was going Ruby that month. And that month I went Ruby. So it was a pivot for my business. So that
Oh,
was
that's
it
so
just proved that any kind of leadership training, whatever, get there because once you get there, it just makes all the difference in like your business. Being around like-minded people, it just is huge. So that was awesome.
massive. I agree. It is massive for our growth and keeping our mindset on track and just keeping the grit through it. Like something
Right.
magical happens in you where you're linked up with people who understand you're going in the same direction and who are beyond you. So you can
Uh-huh.
like see the way. You're like, oh, you're right ahead of me. Oh,
Yes. Yes.
okay. I pressed record already because I just didn't even want to lose out on even in those like first few seconds the tidbits you were sharing. And we're gonna just go, go, go. Bethany, congratulations on Emerald with
Thank you.
worldwide friend. And I think I'm just gonna let you share your story and share your tips because we're looking forward to every second with you.
Okay. All right. I am Bethany. I am 42 years old, and my plexus journey started in 2017. So I was pregnant at that time with baby number four, and supplementing had never really been a thing for me. Until my body was screaming at me. And so I was diagnosed with group B strep. I'm largely pregnant. I'm due with Annie at the time, and I go see my doctor, and he tells me, go find a good probiotic. Did not send me home with any kind of recommendation. It was like, go find a good probiotic because you're going to need to be on one. We've got to give you some antibiotics so that when you go to deliver, you're not passing your bacteria, your bad bacteria that has built up to your baby. And so I went to my sister, Bridget, she is a nurse. And so I asked her, I was like, help, I need a good probiotic. And she was like, okay, I had the perfect thing for you. Ironically, like Chris needed a good probiotic. We were about to head to the GI doctor and he wanted to try one more probiotic that a friend had been posting about on Facebook. And he just told me, like, this is the only thing that's worked for me. Don't run out. So she was like, so you have our recommendation. I'm going to send you this link. And you're not just buying just the probiotic. I'm going to actually order this whole package for you. Just send me your credit card. And so I sent it to her. And that started my plexus journey on the products. I knew that she was sharing this link because she wanted to get her products paid for. And I just put it into my budget. I was going to just pay for it out of pocket. And I told her, I said, please do not ask me to share about this product. I'm not going to share about it. It had actually just come out of another business that I was sharing online, and I was not getting anywhere. And so I was like, you know what? This is just not for me. It might be your thing and I'll support you, but like, don't ask me to share one thing. And so that was me for a whole year. I stayed true to the products. I felt amazing. Like there was no doubt in my mind that the products were working. I had beforehand, like bloated, exhausted. I had two little ones that are like 12 months apart. Sleep was not a thing, but I felt rested. These products were doing something. And so if anybody asked, I would tell them about it. But I would just refer them to Bridget. I was not going to share my link. And if she asked me to do a post, no, I was not doing that. That was not going to be my thing until she went gold. Then she earned Leaders Retreat and she went to Orlando, did not have to pay one penny out of pocket. She went to this Leaders Retreat winter's dinner or something they were having, and she was all dressed up, and that caught my eye. She was doing all of this fun, and I was at home, and I was like, hold on, like all you're doing is just sharing about the products that we love, and remind me, what are you earning? And these trips are part of the plan. And so that's all it took. That's all it took. I watched her for a year, and I was like, okay, I'm willing, like, help me post. What do I need to do? She held my hand for the couple of first times, like encouraging me. You can do this, you can post. And so that's what it took. That's just me watching her. So in 2018, I went what was called Super Silver. That was like the old senior silver. I had 50 points in my back office, and my goal was just to get my products paid for. I did want to earn a trip, but I didn't know if I had that, what it took. So 2018 March, I went Super Silver. That the end of that year, they were offering the Leaders Retreat. I earned Leaders Retreat because I broke down exactly what I needed. I basically needed to have 15 new orders to get to earn Leaders Retreat. And y'all, I worked my tail off. I personally recruited 15 people so I could earn that Leaders Retreat. And that's all it took for me, because I love talking to people. I love getting in people's inboxes. I love recruiting. And I'm really good at recruiting level ones. The business, recruiting people for the business I thought was never me. I just thought people would come to me naturally for that. But okay, you can see like my journey from here. That's not the case. Like, you've got to go after business people as much as you go after people to introduce them to the products. It's the same game. And that was a slow process that I had to learn. I knew it, but I had to actually experience it. So fast forward a little bit, 2018, I hit gold. I hit senior gold in 2020. I did not have any runners under me, y'all. I was just recruiting people. If I had a silver, I was making them silver, but they were not sustaining silver. So I was just doing it enough just to, basically, I was working for points at this time in the game. I was so proud of hitting senior gold in 2020. The end of 2020 in August, that's when I got my first big runner. This girl I had been talking to on email about the products, and the only way that she could take the products is if they were paid for. So I was like, okay, let's get your products paid for. And I was like, I finally have a silver who I'm not having to go and recruit for her. Like, she's going after it herself. She had the vision, and she knew what she needed. She knew what she wanted to get paid as far as products taken care of, and a small paycheck on the side. So then she recruited a level 2. This team has just exploded since then. I have a really deep, strong leg. So 2021, I hit Ruby. And right after that convention, I hit Senior Ruby in 2023. Once I hit Senior Ruby, I felt comfortable. I liked where I was at. I knew Emerald was a thing, but I was content. I was just content where I was at. And contentment's a good thing, but this is what it took for me. There are more things that are possible. I can stay where I'm at, or I can see what else is possible. And I watched my sister in July hit Emerald. And so at that time, she was like, hey, we should try this together. Like, let's go for Emerald together. And this was a huge goal for her. She had, her husband had lost his job. And so going Emerald for her this month meant a big deal. And of course, I'm all in for helping her. And she was like, let's just push together. Like, you want growth. Let's grow together. And that is so key, like finding people on your team who are willing to grow with you. And so at that point, I hit 20. I was at 1220. That's where I ended. I was 56 orders short of hitting Emerald at that moment. I was hoping to hit Emerald, but it was not, I didn't feel defeated when I didn't hit Emerald that month, because I knew that it takes growth and it takes like a lot of work. I was super proud of where I ended. My outside leg, which is where I needed to work, it ended at 468. And so you have to hit 375 outside leg to be qualified for Emerald. And so I was growing. I was pleased with it. But then I kind of went on cruise control. So from July to November, I was just in cruise control. And I was back at that stage like, okay, I can stay comfortable or I can explore the possibilities again. I don't have, like, I am not one to quit easy. So November starts up, and around Thanksgiving, Bridget was like, okay, I think you should push. 4 days left in the month. You should push for Emerald. Let's do it. And so, okay, sometimes I just need that push. And so Bridget's like, let's go. And so 4 days left. I ended 20 orders short of going Emerald. And so I cried. I cried because I was like, I failed twice now. The first time in July, I wouldn't really call failing. I moved up. But in November, it really hit because I mean, it's hard not to hit your goal. But as I'm sitting in the tub that night, I was like, okay, what did I accomplish? Again, I had my highest points. I was 20 orders. That's not like 20 orders from Emerald. Like if I had one more day, it would have been there. So, okay, was like, all right, let's refocus. The first of the year happened. January had some amazing calls from Amber and from Brooke on, okay, let's go back to the basics. +1. This had been my missing link, I feel like, the whole time. Like, I had a strong leg, my outside leg. I'm over here working it. Again, I have a couple of silvers. I have some senior silvers who are working. I have a gold who is hovering around the gold point. But I've still got to go out. I've still got to recruit. And I've got to I can have 50 silvers, and that would be equivalent to having 10 golds. It doesn't matter how it looks as long as there's action there. So March comes around, and Bridget's like, okay, I say that. February we go on this cruise, and had all these people. Bridget Kroll was one of them. Trisha Rager was another one. Some other girls. They were like, Bethany, when are you going Emerald? They didn't ask like, when are you pushing? Like, when are you going Emerald? And so that was another turning point. Like, I have to decide, and I have to make it happen. I've got to decide early in the month. And my daughter, she's 13, and she's like, Mom, like, I know it's a lot of points, but don't you think if you started the first of the month and just broke it down, like, it would happen? And sometimes baby steps is what it takes. Okay, let's start the first of the month. Let's break it down and let's make it happen. So I had the support from my family, and we did that. We knew that March was going to be it. I got out of my comfort zone. Bridget and I both, we decided to pay for a coaching call and invest in that. And a few things that I learned from the coaching call was be in conversation, be in lots of conversations. I have an ongoing list of people who watch my stories, of people who I'm friends with on Facebook, who I'm in their conversations as far as like Messenger. I have some who I'm just in conversations with, some in Plexus conversations, and every day I made sure that I was talking to someone, whether about the products, whether about the business, or whether about life. I would even message complete strangers who I just like, Plexus recommends this friend for you, add friend. I would message them before the end of the day was over, finding something that we were in connection with, whether we had both had children, whether we maybe went to the same park. I mean, because I can, you can see people's profiles. You can see what their life is about. I would message them about life. And before the conversation was over, I'm getting the white elephant out of the room. I'm asking them, has anyone ever mentioned Plexus to you? Have you ever, talked with anyone about Plexus before? This is something I use. And I would just go like a short, sweet conversation about the products. Some were even about the business. Do you earn an income on the side? And I would share what I earned. Some I would get crickets from, some I would get conversation from, and some it would take a couple of days and they would respond back, oh, I'm just seeing your message. Because if I sent a message to them in their inbox, I was going back to their page and commenting on their page. And I was basically like putting myself in their path in every way that I could. I was making myself available, and I was making them see that I was showing up. I also went to Cody's hometown one day, and I took a little cart. I took all my pink drink stuff. I sat out of a storefront, and anybody that walked by, I just asked them, have you ever tried this pink drink? Have you ever tried this clean energy drink? And I had some people, stop, talk to me. I didn't even have, I take that back. I did have one order from that day. But because I put that event on social media, people shared my event. People who were happy customers of mine shared it and said, "You should go see this girl. I take products from her." I was having people refer me without knowing that they were referring me. And so the explosion was just happening. And I knew every morning that I woke up, I've got to do something to make an impact. Somehow get in my inboxes, get on social media, get out in the world, somehow make an impact. So I was just giving energy where energy could be met. I was being authentic. I was trying to solve people's needs. On the coaching call that we had, she said, everyone, and it's true, everyone in life is very self-focused. They are worried about how bloated they feel and how low their bank account is. And she said, talk about those two things with people. And the only time I share my story is when it will help them. Otherwise, I'm listening to their whole story and I'm asking them questions, because once they feel connected to me, that's when they open up more and I'm able to solve their needs. So being a listener was key. So going back to Emerald, on Tuesday, there were 7 days left of the month. I was needing 82 orders. That was 12 orders a day that I needed to get to hit by the end of the month. So we just amped up all the things, all the conversations. Like I was plugging in, asking everybody, my people who are my happy customers, do you have a +1 that we can add? You can earn this back. Constantly talking about how much Plexus can bless your family if you just share. And I had a lot of responses from that. Friday morning, 3 days out, I woke up only needing 24 orders. And so 24 orders, my husband walked out the door and he goes, "We're doing it today. It's going to happen today." We went to bed that night needing 4 orders. And we had crushed the day. We had done so much. Saturday morning, we wake up, I come out here, I'm on my computer. The site is super slow because everybody's trying to get orders in, and refreshed my iPad. And before lunch, I had hit it early in the month. And that was our goal. Bridget was like, we're hitting it early, because if we hit it early, like, you have the rest of the month to keep helping your team to hit their goals. When we had some major prizes last month, as you know, Plexus offered some amazing incentives. And so I finished the month at 1764, and my outside leg was 568, highest points ever. And so it goes to prove that if you show up and if you are committed and you have belief. Before I got off my coaching call, she said, "Bethany, do you believe this can happen? Like, you have to believe it, because if you don't believe it, everything that I just said here is going to go out the door. You have to truly believe it for yourself, and you have to decide. You have to decide to show up every day and keep pushing, and it will happen." And she was right. That's all it took. Like hard work, belief, and talking to everybody, and just, again, like knowing that it could happen and making a way for it to happen through messy action. My life is not organized. Like, we have 6 kids, homeschooling. I'm at sports events a lot during the week. And if I'm at a sporting event, I'm drinking my pink drink and I'm talking to somebody. I make conversation wherever I'm at. And I think that's key, because it just shows authenticity, and it works. It works for me, talking in person, talking on the computer, and just being a friend, being that friend, because so many people need people in their lives. So that's it, Bridget. That's my story.
Oh my goodness. Are you just still on such a high?
Yes, like all these emotions, like, can you tell?
Oh, I'm like with
like
you.
This.
I'm riding all the waves with you.
All the waves. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Bringing us all back. Well, are you open to getting a couple of questions? Does anybody have questions for Miss Bethany? And if you guys don't, I could pull up questions. Something to say. Anybody? I feel like Liz might have a little.
What makes you think that? Sorry, I have a, you want to talk about like disorganized. So my laptop stopped working, so then I have my cell phone, but I'm piping the audio through my laptop. So anyway, but I qualified for an iPad. Praise God. We desperately want. We're a homeschool family. So I'm just waiting for everything to be tallied, because it was
Right.
Yeah. Well, here's my camera. It was 5 minutes before midnight. I was sitting there and I was like,
did it. You did it.
But you know what the big thing is? I asked myself, how am I going to respond if I'm only 5 points or, a person
Yeah,
short.
right,
And I
right.
was like, sorry, if I have 5 people, yeah. And I was like, because it's in my response. That's where it is. Anyway, so I think my question involves, I think I know the answer, like, because of where I am, but basically, when, when was it, or how was it? Maybe I don't have a question here, but where you just decided you're like, I can do this, and I'm gonna do this.
Yes.
Like, was there
I
a
have
moment for you?
Yes, so I watch my sister helps me watch my points. She helps me map out my points. And I think that's key, like being realistic, knowing where your points are and making a map. Does Bridget do that for you? I mean, my Bridget is like, she's a numbers person.
Yeah.
I am not a numbers person. And so she will help me like get my Excel spreadsheet. And so at the end of November, ending 20 orders short, I knew it was possible. But again, like that was so December, being Christmas, my points dropped a little bit. And then January, like newfound, and she kept asking, she was like, you let me know when you're ready. You will know when you're ready. We had a lot of personal things just going on those couple of months. So I think just like overall, like seeing what's going on in life, because it does, it took a whole month to just focus, and my family had to be on key with me. And they were 100% supportive. So just knowing where your points are, knowing what's possible, seeing where your team is, and like giving your team goals. Like that was another thing that I trying to do. I had some girls up under me. My level 1 was wanting to go Emerald. She didn't hit Emerald this past month. My level 2 hit Emerald. And so I knew where they were wanting to go. Again, like that leg is super deep. So I knew that, my level 2, and I was cheering her on, and even I have a level 5. We were all really close in points, but at the same time, we could not just ride all of us up to the top. Again, the way that Plexus has it brilliantly mapped out, you have to do your own work to earn what you're going to do. And so it took all of us growing our outside leg and just seeing what's possible. But yeah, I think just having your upline helping you see where your points are and then mapping it out. And then like my coach said, she was like, you just got to decide to do it. You got to just take it. And even if you fail, guys, it took me 3 times to go. And I had to just restart. And each time, like I wouldn't take it back for anything. I wouldn't want to go Emerald with Bridget because it just took that growth that I needed to keep going. So, and make it my own. So you're welcome. I know sign language too. My first cousin is deaf. And so we did a lot of sign language growing up. So love that.
Wow, it's almost like I hate to use the term like the stars align, but you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
you start saying like, Lord, show me when, show me when. Is it time? I don't know. And then
Right.
as you are talking to your team members, you're like, that's funny. They have a little spark in them right now. That's funny. So do I. What could we do together? And I will tell my team right now, I got a fire burning. I want to grow a lot of points this month, and I want to do it with you, those who want to move. And
Exactly.
that's who I'm looking for right now. The people on this call, I know that you are serious. You've laid aside time during your day. This is important to you. Let's get in your back office. Let's talk to your downline business builders and see if we can light those sparks again or fuel, right? Pour
Yes.
some fuel on those little fires and then you just go.
That's it, exactly. And giving energy where energy is wanted, and you have to pivot that sometimes. Like I have, some of my team who were ready to like meet me there, and then I had some who at the moment weren't, and so we just pivoted, and I found somebody else. Just like when I present the products to somebody, if they're not ready yet, I don't just keep. I mean, I do like go back, but I don't keep hounding them. I'm like, okay, I'll give you your space, but I'll go find somebody else. Like you constantly have other people to like invest in. So you don't get burned out because you can get quickly burned out. I mean, there was a point right after I went gold. I kind of thought about quitting because again, I didn't have any runners under me, but at the moment, like that was more room for me to grow. I mean, I went to senior gold without any runners under me, just working level 1s, just working. And so it helped because it helped prepare me for now. So yeah.
Anybody want to unmute themselves? I have a question, but I don't want to take up somebody else's time.
I'm just curious, Bethany, how many legs do you have? How many working legs do you have
Okay.
now?
So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 working legs right now. So I have
Wow.
one that's really deep, that goes 10 levels deep. So super deep. And then I have 3 outside legs that are between senior silver, 2 senior silver, and 1 gold, and then a few dabbling golds, or dabbling silvers. So, but 4 committed working legs right now.
Wow. Okay.
So
Cool. That helps me to see what I need to work for.
yes.
So, and
yes.
also, how do you inspire your downlines to work the business, to continue to share and to continue to duplicate?
Yeah, that is something that I'm still working with. Okay, so my strongest leg, they're self-sustained. They see the vision. Like I said, my level 1, she's pushing for Emerald again this month. My level 2, she hit Emerald the same day that I did. So her team, she is very sustained. So my outside leg, meeting them where they're at. So going to them and saying, hey, how can I show up with you and do an event with you? Can I come and meet y'all and bring some pink drink and we can like start meeting new people that way? Getting on the calls with them. We have a team chat. I talked with a girl, Jess Cessna, when we were on Leaders Retreat, and she encouraged me to start a +1 chat. So anytime I have someone who has ordered, I throw them in this chat. You don't ask permission, you ask forgiveness. So if they don't want in it, they can always leave it, okay? And so she was like, just be bold because you want them to get their products paid for. That's another thing that my coach said. She was like, everybody wants something free. So when you go to somebody and you start talking to them, ask them, can I help you get this for free? Okay, so I throw them in the +1 chat, and that's the point. I'm showing them how to reach out and find that +1. Number 1 for accountability, because if they're going to be held accountable, they're going to be consistent on the products. Even if they just get 1 person, my points have gone from 6 now to 11 just from 1 person. So even just 1 person sharing helps. And I had a lot do that this past month. I mean, they didn't get silver, but I had them going out and finding 1 other person. And that was a big deal, especially when it came down to needing just 82 orders. That cut that in half if they were going out asking for 1 person. Once they get 3 people, we move them over to a silver chat. Okay, so they've gotten their products paid for. They're in a silver chat. So there's just a little bit more. And they're going to be the ones who are going to start really seeing like, okay, for instance, this month, if I get 6 people, this is what I can earn, like 6 people on top of my 3. This is what I can earn, the luggage and the jacket. And so you're kind of like pushing them a little bit more, showing them a little bit more of the business, but still holding their hand. And then once they get the vision, my goal is to, like I have 1 girl, she's a gold, held her hand on the first 3 orders that she got. And now, like obviously she'll come to me with different questions, but I don't have to go out and push her. Like she will go out and talk about the products. I encourage her. We still do whatever she needs this past month, this past weekend, she's like, okay, for the month of April, my family and I were wanting to go on a mission trip. I need to earn $750 this month and next month. All right, so we're going to go map her out. She's my outside leg. I'm mapping her out so we can get her what she wants. If people will tell you what they want and I ask them, that's where I'm going to meet them. I have some girls and they're good with just getting their products paid for. Okay, I'll meet you there. If you want to go further, then I'll give you more of my energy because you're giving me some of your energy. So I'm not wasting my time and, not feeling defeated in that particular area. But I think that's key. Like going to them, seeing what their goals are and meeting them there. And then starting those chats, the +1 chat, and just slowly building your points there and then moving them to the silver chat and really investing in them at that point.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Your story is so encouraging.
Good. I'm so glad.
Well, now I'm so interested in that +1 chat. I'm like, what are you saying at the beginning? Like, can you screen share with us or something so we could peek in somehow?
I'm not Bridget. Bridget could. She could. I can definitely send it to you for you to share with your team. I'll send it to you because I did. Jess Cessna. Her story is pretty amazing. Like I said, I met her at convention, and she grew in 2020. I mean, her ranks were pretty amazing, and so she said, I don't ask permission. I just put them in this chat, and I just basically say, this is what you can say to your whoever, your mom, your sister, your best friend, and encourage them. And once they add that one person, it's super simple. And it's amazing to me how many of my people last month did it. I mean, I went into it thinking, I don't know, am I seeming too pushy? But I had so many people say, earning $40 by just sharing my link. Yeah, like my mom wants to do this with me, or I'm going to get my sister to do this with me. And so once they earn that, and then they can see they can earn three more. But yeah, and I have some people who've left it, and that's fine. If they don't want to share, that's fine. They just leave the chat. But I'll send you some things that I said put in there, Bridget.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Goodness. So exciting. Yeah, I'm not an Excel girl. And I mean at all. I've done everything by hand this entire time. But we've got to move in that direction, you guys. We have to be doing our own report so we can see those names and know who to contact without our eyes crossing on our tiny little phones,
Yeah.
Got to be big girls about this.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and I'm more of a pen and paper girl. Like I have I have my handy dandy notebook with all my tabs and a gazillion people's names written down because that's how I have to see it. But yes, all my happy customers are written down, so I know who to go to. My customers are written down who have not ordered in 3 months, so I know who to say, hey, 25% off right now because you didn't order in 3 months. And that was, all the things. When I was pushing for Emerald, that was all the things. Talking to my happy customers, saying, hey, can you put an order in this month? Do you know somebody else who can put an order in this month? And that was hard, because you think sometimes just asking people to do something for you, but a lot of people are willing. You don't realize. And if they're already using the products, asking them to move their order up 1 month, they were glad to do it. So, but at the same time, some people say no, and you just brush that off. You have to learn quickly. No is okay and acceptable, and you just keep walking.
Amen to that. I hear that you were talking to everyone. Like it's just flowing. It's coming out here, out of your mouth, wherever you are, as you're sipping, at tennis lessons and all that you guys do as a family. And then, your inbox, you're typing in conversation. There's a quote that just says, it's so ridiculous, but it's stuck with me. A closed mouth does not get fed. You gotta open your mouth. You gotta be talking, sharing. And we do get more and more comfortable and better at it as we go. Do you feel like you've grown your skill sets from Bethany, from having to show up like that next level?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And your ability now to coach someone to what you have done is just that much stronger. You're like, I know exactly what to do.
I know.
Love it. But you had to figure it out as you went, because I know yours was different than your sister's journey,
Yes. So different. And you're right. Like being able to go to some of my people who, I have a friend and she had to take a break just due to a season of life. I've had to take a break due to seasons of life. But knowing that this opportunity is still there and you can still pick it up no matter where you left it and keep going. Like it's not over, even though you have to take a break. And I think going from that point and like pushing just goes back to say, okay, it's doable. And watching other people's stories, like listening to other people and sideline help. That's another thing. Like we don't have just for whatever reason, we just don't have. My sister is I have two. So my sister, and then I have a good friend, Nicole, above me. And so our next jewel up, she's just not as present. She just isn't. And so taking what you have and just going out and finding other people, it's truly a one plexus. We have so many, like BK's one, Sarah Marble's one, Trisha Rager's one, that Bridget and I have all gone to and gleaned information from, and finding who you fit with. Because again, our personalities are all different. Some people that I talk to might be different than who Bridget talks to. We have some that are the same, but finding who you can connect with And right now, a few of Trisha Rager's things are just like have hit home for me, like with her sister going Emerald and her husband going Emerald, and how fast she has done it, and just the fact that. And one thing that I was talking to Trisha about, she was like, "That's where she conversations." I mean, she goes on Instagram and just because Instagram, that particular app, is to make money off of. People are on Instagram to earn money. So she said, I'm not hesitant to go into somebody's inbox and say, can I ask you, are you making an income using this app? How does that look for you? Can I share what it looks like for me? And then sharing what Plexus does, and how much quicker it is to earn income with Plexus versus doing a blog or whatever, sharing your link for clothes on Instagram. And so she said that's a lot of where she's, found her people. And there's so many people, y'all. Bridget and I, we live in the same city. And so a lot of our friends overlap. And I hear so many people, and I try to encourage them. Bridget and I go to the same church. We have a lot of the same friends. We do a lot of the same things. And our communities overlap. So a lot of people are like, I ran out of people to talk to. Not really. You just have to go make friends. And so I go on, if Bridget's friends with somebody, I really don't go and add that person as a friend. If I already said that she's friends with them, I go find somebody else to add, because I don't want them seeing the same stuff if they're already seeing Bridget's stuff. I'm going to go add somebody else. And and how do I do that? I go jump in a group and I find friends, or I find a friend of a friend and just add them, because it's not weird. People do it all the time, and it's just growing. And then there's some kind of connection there. And then last month, I had a friend of mine, and she's a really big, there's big people all around. And so she's just a very widespread name. And she shouted out my products. I did not even ask her to, but she had ordered some products. And she's not really even a consistent orderer, but she saw me in Brookhaven with my little pink drink cart. And so she shared that, and she was like, by the way, nobody's ever bought supplements from this girl. Not only is she authentic, not only do her products work, but she's down here. Go see her. And I wrote her back, and I was like, you did not have to do that, but I want to tell you how much that impacted my business. Because of you, I had 2 people come to me and say, tell me about these products. And it just goes to show, if somebody shouts you out, and that's my whole goal, like to see how many friends I can make on Facebook so they can see this name, because not everybody has really heard of Plexus before. But I know that if mine and Bridget's friends are the same, they probably have. So I'm going to go find new people and basically start a whole new revolution outside of her. And she's doing the same thing. She's doing outside of me, because, we're in the same network. So that's my goal on reaching out to extra people, constantly finding new people.
I hear big, big thinking, and that there's enough in this world, that there's plenty of people.
Oh, yes. That's what's crazy.
You have to believe that or know that. Otherwise, you're going to be like, nobody, la, la. And the longer you stay in that, nobody wants to do this with me, I don't have anybody else. Man, that is just a slippery slope of wanting to quit and being paralyzed and all the things. So just such a good reminder. Think bigger, bigger, bigger. All right. Well, anybody else have any questions? Okay, we're gonna let this girl go, because she kind of had a busy month last month, and I was gonna be a busy one for a lot of us. I think huge
You're
things
welcome.
are coming, more and more. I mean, this is the season. It's March, April, May, June, July, baby.
Oh yeah, this
Can
is
I
like
share? Oh, sorry.
yes.
I just had a thought, and I think I need to share it, because I think that there is potentially, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong camera, that there is somebody who needs to hear this. So I remember being at convention. I do not remember what year it was. Maybe it was Leaders Retreat, but it was a jewel standing up there saying, my upline did not talk to me because they didn't think I had what it took. And that hit me so hard just now, because I have somebody in mind who orders from me, because I assume people know the opportunity is there. And I think, you know what? That would be a really good thing to go to my people and say, hey, I want to tell you a story really quick, because I don't want you to be the person that was standing on the stage that day. And then just say, I don't know if you know, and I don't even know if this would be a blessing to your family, but I need you to know that I also believe that you could do this.
Exactly. Yes. 100%. Yes. That's something that our coach said. She's like, go to all your happy customers because they don't really know. They may not know that they have a link that they can share, and ask them. And she said, do it on a voice text. I had to get used to that. BK is super good at that. Voice text everybody so they can feel and see your energy. Let it be short and sweet. I had to practice on that, getting it into a minute or less because they're not going to listen to more than that at a given time. And show them your excitement about the business and say, can I share more?
I mean, it's very powerful to know that somebody believes in you and cares about you because, like you said earlier, you said people are very self-focused. And so they're thinking about their own little bloating, right? And their bills and everything else. And then somebody comes in and is looking outside of themselves. I mean, how beautiful to like, let's just be friends and build people up, pull out their giftings, shout out what we see in them. I think that, oh, we don't do that often enough. It's got to be an intentional part of our business.
Yes. And if they say no, keep coming back. You know, I have this list of people who've said no, and every month I still reach back out to them, mostly about conversation, but then I always ask, maybe this is a better time. You can tell me, but maybe this is a better time, both about the business and about the products, because you never know. Finances and jobs, everything changes.
Yes, and time. That time
yes,
has to be right. When it's the right time, just boom. That's how it was for me. I joined in 2015, got off the products after 2 months, could not be consistent. And a year later, I was worse. I had more depression, more brain fog, more adrenal fatigue, but somehow it was just the right time for me. I bit into everything and I started sharing. You know, we have to remember this too, what we have to offer. There's so much healing in community. You know, people get on our products and I'm like, okay, I know that these products are making you feel better these 60 days, but I think some of it is because you have a group of women around you cheering you on and loving you.
Truth.
Like
yes.
we need community and we have that to offer. So drawing people into that is going to be so important. Okay. Thank you for all of your time, Bethany.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking. I love seeing your team.
Was this your first call or have
yes,
you?
Yes. So I have one set up with Amber on Tuesday. So Tuesday. So
we'll have to come to that one too and soak it all up. I can't wait to see you on stage. I have a feeling.
Oh, I know. So exciting. The whole family's coming to convention. Like they're so ready. Yes. We're ready to be there.
Or by then, we just don't know what your journey is.
I know, right? Yes.
You could be a sapphire or diamond family.
I know. And that goes to show like mindset. Like in July, and when I was pushing for it in July, I was like, shush, if I ever hit emerald, that is diamond to me. Like I'm stopping there. And now that I've hit it with this different momentum and this different like ripple effect mindset, now I'm like, okay, 1,500 points. Like it was a climb. And I'm so thankful for each and every little point it took to get there. But it just goes to prove I'm like, nope, I'm not stopping there. There's more that's possible. So we'll see what God has in store. And I'm there to show up and meet what he has available.
Let's go, friends. We love you. Have a fabulous day.
Thank you. I love y'all.
Thank you.
Swirling around the grass in your yard.
Yes.
As a precious emerald. Okay. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.